What's happening, guys? So last week a friend of mine showed me this website called Abe Books, which is a second-hand online bookstore that gives you any book you could probably want at this point for penny on the dime. I mean, some books only £2 that are usually worth 15, 30 quid. So this week I decided to order a set of books and challenge myself for what I could get for under 15 quid. I mean, they're all non-fiction, they're all stuff I want to learn, and for under 15 quid, you get a fair good education with it. So let me start opening them up. Start with the first one. I think I've got 5 books here, stuff that I've been wanting to learn for a while. And the first book is Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've been wanting to read this one for a while actually. It's all to do with money management and the stuff they don't really teach you about money at school, which is pretty good buy. I think I got this for £1.50, £2 including packaging. Yeah, pretty decent. Wee bit used, of course, someone else has had it before, but yeah, it's alright. Right, second one. Now the good thing about Abe Books is they get it from all different suppliers, so you can always find a range of prices, range of options, range of companies. Second one I got was Structures, or Why Things Don't Fall Down. This was recommended by Elon Musk actually. He recommends this as one of his top books that defines what he does now. So I mean, if a successful billionaire recommends it, then why don't I give it a bash, eh? The good thing about it is it's engineering related. I for one am really into engineering, done a couple of degrees in it, and yeah, it's a good way to get back into it. Right, I'll put that down here. Nice thin one. So I think at the moment, for the 2 books I've opened, if you go online and buy them brand new, you're looking at nearly 15, 20 quid for both, and for I want to say a fiver. I mean, it's all good quality books. It's stuff, because it's second hand, you're more likely to write in it and make notes, so if you're using it to study, it's an absolute no-brainer really. The next one was HIIT, High Intensity Interval Training Explained. The reason I got this was I keep trying to learn in all aspects of life, including stuff I do for fitness. So like going to the gym, for instance, losing weight, keeping in shape. This book's a lot thinner than I thought it would. I think I picked this up for about £1.50. Now this is the other good thing about it, is if I bought this brand new, I'd be looking at maybe £5-7 for this, whereas I only paid £1.50. So if it turns out not to be I mean, it's a bit thin on the ground. If it isn't useful enough, I mean, I've only wasted £1.50 out of it instead of a £5-7. So it's a good way of trial and error, especially when you're trying to look for books that you're looking forward to and you want to learn from. Put that up here. Right, this one. Let's try and. Right, so that was a pain. My camera cut out halfway through. That's a shame as well. You missed the opening of the rest of them. But the next book I opened was The First 20 Hours by Josh Kaufman. I first learned about the first 20 hours from a TED Talk by the author Josh Kaufman. His talk inspired me a lot. I would definitely recommend going and viewing his TED Talk. There's a lot to learn, and it got me started. If you've watched my previous video, I loosely based it on this, and it is amazing how much you can learn in 20 hours. Afterwards I found out that there's a book on it, which is really useful. It involves more information on deliberate focus, what you should focus on, information on how to create an end goal for yourself so that you've got something to work towards. It becomes quantifiable. And I thought I would get this. Still, book's in really good condition, still looks relatively brand new to an extent, a bit used, but you know, can't complain about that. It's second hand after all. I must pick that up maybe £4. Yeah, looking forward to reading that one. Hopefully, if I start making more 20-hour videos, I can take some stuff out of this book. Lastly, the last one I opened was Money Master the Games: 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom by Tony Robbins. I originally got this on Kindle back when I was while I was on a trip in Japan. I wanted to learn a little bit about investing, and this one came highly recommended. I have to say, if you know anything about Tony Robbins, I was blown away by this book. This has to be probably my favourite read this year. It is an absolute marathon of a book, but I mean the amount you take out of it. If you know anything about Tony Robbins, unlike the majority of books, especially ones on money, which is how to sacrifice everything to try and gain more money, more cash, how to sacrifice everything, little things so that you can get to that end goal. He takes everything into account in terms of your lifestyle. Tony Robbins is all about making your life the best it can be, creating your optimal life, because let's face it, we're not here forever. And he shows not only a solid way of investing, but how your goals and your aims in life might actually come a lot quicker than you thought, and might be a lot cheaper than you thought. And through this, if your goals are cheaper, you're more likely to aim for them and more likely to achieve them, which makes your life all that more fulfilling. But yeah, one thing I want to mention about this was it's actually a brand new book, even though it's 2-3 years older. Years old. This is brand new. I assume the supplier had a backlog of these, because it is a bit old now, and he's got a brand new book which came out last year. I think it's called Unshakable. But this has absolutely everything you need to know if you're a first-time investor, but you don't want your whole life to revolve around money. I mean, it's all about freedom more than anything else. But for a brand new book for £5, look at the size of it for a fiver. Gives you everything you need to know. Why buy? Doesn't make sense to buy the more recent one for about 15 quid when for a third the price you're probably most likely getting the same amount of information. But that's it. I mean, for £15, you're giving yourself a good start and a good effort on unofficial education. I mean, if you're going for a career in engineering or a technical subject, that's £2-3. Your fitness and well-being outside recreationally, it's again another 2-3 quid. In terms of money, how to approach it lifestyle wise and how to invest to make it possible to get to that point. And then lastly, how to learn going forward. So I mean, you're learning how to learn, you're learning something that can contribute to your career, something that contributes to your well-being, and you're managing yourself and your money. What more can you ask for £15? That is a jackpot. My suggestion would be give it a go. I know secondhand books aren't to everyone's cup of tea, but I mean, if you make a mistake, you're only losing a quid or two. You put it together, you might even buy 4 books about similar topics, and through one of the rules of only needing to read 3 or 4 books to know more, to be more knowledgeable on a subject than 90% of the population. I mean, you could be doing that for what, £10, £15. So go out there. I definitely recommend, give it a go. Pick a topic you like, just anything at all. Buy the first 4 books that come up and challenge yourself to an education for under 15 quid.